my stuff, but you put that on Second Avenue. You all said you all gonna keep it up. Now, it's beautiful, it's nice. Now, I say, after you put that up, I say 3 months from now, or 6 months from now, I might have, it might not even look like that 6 months from now, okay? There might be somebody come out here drinking water and having a little lunch or whatever, and when they get up, they got garbage can there. They ain't gonna put that in the garbage can. They gonna dump it on the ground or whatever. It ain't gonna look like that. If you all gonna keep that up 24/7. No.
Well, not 24/7.
Yeah,
but we will be doing regular maintenance and going out there.
Maintenance how often?
When you say regular,
it depends on how often it requires.
Okay.
Because we are going to be creating operation and maintenance manuals for all of these properties that will dictate how often they cut the grass, how often they weed, how often they pick up the trash. It all depends site by site on what is required for them. But we are going to maintain these. We're going to make sure that they look good.
And again, just to piggyback off that, again, a lot of the people that I talk to as well within the crowd, that's a common concern. The one thing I'll say is that at this point this evening, I can't stand up here and tell you we're coming out every day, we're coming out every 2 days. I can't do that. What I can say, and I think my colleagues would agree, is that what is not going to happen is a situation is with, like you're saying, like we put it there, and then in 3 months it looks like it does now. Okay, that won't happen. Now, in terms of the schedule and day-to-day when we're coming out, I can't tell you that because we honestly don't know right now.
Why I said that, because I live on the street.
Okay.
Okay, I can pick, because I live on a dead-end street. I can go out there and clean my whole dead-end street up. Pick up the garbage, the paper, the cans, and whatever, from one end to the other one. 2 or 3, well, like I said, the next day, it don't look like I done did anything. I'm frustrated because I like my street clean. I like everything clean.
Yeah.
And everybody go, that's on Second Avenue, and that.
And honestly,
it's nice, but.
And honestly, exactly that comment is exactly why we're out here. Because now that's something that we've just learned. We need to be attentive with the maintenance. In some places maybe once a month is fine, once a week. I appreciate the comment. Okay.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, which side of the street are you looking at? Are you talking about doing the entire, all of Second Avenue, both sides of the street? And then I did hear someone say who the folks are that have the hoop houses. You're going to get together with those. Who are the people that have the hoop houses? If you're going to get together with them, you must know who they are. Because I've been trying to find out who they are. That have 3, 4, 5 hoop houses over there.
Yeah, no.
That was blown away last winter, and then they rebuilt them again this year.
Right.
So, are you looking at both sides? And the other part of my question is there an area that I could go and see an example of what you're referring to here on Second Avenue? Something that you've already done.
Well, the answer to the last question I know is yes, and I'll let Jeff speak to that. We've done similar projects throughout the city before. Regarding the hoop houses, I don't want to misquote the city and say who is working with them, because I'm not sure of the name. We've spoken with the city about the hoop houses, and I know that they're there under the purview of a federal program that's pretty innovative, and it's something that is important to the city. And so as we go forward, we're going to make every effort to, if we need to move them, make sure that they're incorporated into our basin, and make sure that the work they're doing remains. Now, they may not stay exactly where they are currently, but I know that, again, they're working under the purview of a federal program that's kind of innovative with urban farming, and we're interested in working with them going forward. Now, let me try and get to the things you asked, okay, and then we'll get you a second.
Yeah, and so in this rendering you see right here, now this isn't exactly how it's going to look, this is why we need the feedback from you, but the basin is going to go from second to first, so it's going to extend across that property right there. And then also you asked about existing projects.
Yes.
We, in Slavic Village on 75th and 78, we have some demonstration rain gardens out there, which are similar to these basins, but they're smaller in size. So they're using native plants, to allow that water to soak in and evapotranspirate where the plants take that water up. There's also a project on Fleet. Is that Fleet and 53rd?
Yeah.
Fleet and 53rd. I don't think that's completed yet, but it's under construction. And so we're still at the beginning stages of a lot of these projects. So like I said, there's 9 of them. We got a couple in various different stages of implementation.
So, once this project is completed, there's no opportunity for anyone to come in to build, generate revenue for the city of East Cleveland, right?
Well, this is something else that we kind of, that I was discussing with one of the residents just a few minutes ago. The idea we have, I guess, in answer to your question, if people are going to use that property and build on it, I would say potentially not, because the sewer district is going to have it. But the thing that I would say is that, when I think about Page Avenue right now and the apartment buildings that are there and the way that it looks, quite frankly, if I'm a business owner, that's not extremely attractive to me to build there, okay? What we hope, and again, I'm not trying to be idealistic or naive about it, but what we're hoping is that by adding these basins and having a positive amenity that comes into an area that right now, is not necessarily attractive to business, if potentially it's not that site specifically that someone could buy and purchase for revenue for East Cleveland, perhaps it can be a draw for additional businesses. I mean, I know for myself, I would be much more inclined to put a barber shop or something else near a basin that looks like that, as opposed to dilapidated apartment buildings that exist on Page Avenue now. So again, that's not, I'm trying not to be overly optimistic or unrealistic about it, but I think that it will be a net benefit when we're done. Yes?
What exactly is this hoop house, and is this sewer project going to generate new jobs?
Well, the hoop houses it's a way of planting crops, and they're like greenhouses, but they're a little less permanent, I guess.
I know what it was. I thought it was a greenhouse.
Yeah. And these will be creating construction jobs. I know we go through the unions to pull people for construction, but we also have some other projects, like we have a Good Neighbor Ambassador program, in which we pull people in from the neighborhoods that we are disrupting, and bring folks in, give them some training, hard and soft skills, and they can help out the neighborhood. So
and it bears mentioning also, it bears mentioning also that with our construction contracts and the things that we do, we are extremely committed to seeking out minority-owned and female-owned contractors for these projects. So now, again, I can't stand here before you today and promise that they're all going to be bid by minority-owned businesses and things like that, but that is something that the district has been committed to for some time.
So it's going to be publicized so they wouldn't know it's out there and they can't bid on it.
The individuals, who can do this kind of work, if they're minority-owned business or female-owned businesses, they will have every opportunity to take part in it. Yes.
Now let's try to stick to the balance, because we need to get some feedback. They're going to kick us out of the library here in a little bit, so we really want to get the feedback.
Sir, how is that going to affect us financially,
Well, as I mentioned before, Project Clean Lake is going to result in some increased fees just through the sewer district bills that normally, but this will not directly affect you individually. Any increase that you might see, everyone will see across the whole service area. Just general rate increases.
Now again, before we move on, comments about some of these amenities, okay? Anything else about that? And believe me, I understand we're throwing a lot at you right now. A lot of the questions are general and what's it going to be, but comments about some of the different amenities, the things you're seeing here for 2nd Avenue. Yeah. And if it's limited to the scorecards, that's fine too. Yes, ma'am.
Just related to the seating. The seating at the top of the chart on the side of Basin, is that concrete? The one that, I don't know.
It's so silent.
That's stone or concrete.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the other basin, but yeah, that's a concrete bench. But let's try to focus in on 2nd Avenue. You guys like these benches? Do you like the fence? I mean, here we have just a regular chain link fence, but then we also have more decorative fence. I'm not sure the look and feel you're looking for.
What you have there for the trash and stuff, and stuff. When you put them there are some people that really use the trash and stuff. Everybody doesn't throw their trash on the ground. And after they fill up, who's responsible for taking the trash away? Is it going to be easy?
No, it'll be us, and that'll be on regular maintenance through operation and maintenance of these basins.
Okay, because sometimes they fill up quick.
Sure,
and then
sure.
The paper is everywhere.
No, yeah, and that's not going to happen, because it's going to be on the regular maintenance schedule, and we'll have to adjust it and figure out how often we need to pick it up, but yeah, we'll take care of it.
I would just like to ask a question about the, just like the long wear and tear of the benches, just like, what would you say is best to get that's going to last longer, even if we're going to be paying more we need to know what's gonna last a long time and wear and tear, because just like even with the wastebasket, those planks, can somebody take those planks and tear them off that basket there?
You know what? That is a great question. I don't have the answers for it. That's going to be for our consultants, but if you could please write that comment down, because that's fantastic. I mean, we want these to last and look good. So these are things that we're going to be asking our landscape architects to think of. You know?
Which one is the best, even though we can see what look good to us in our eyesight that look good, but we need something that's going to last for a lifetime.
So you're thinking like durability.
Durability.
Exactly. Durability is better than something looking cute and
Okay. Great, great.
That's a great suggestion. What I'd like to ask everyone though, you know, we are, and we know from the previous meeting that they will be showing us the door and ready to close soon. What we would like to ask, you know, everybody has their ballots, and if you could fill in some of these questions so that we get everybody's questions before we don't run out of time. But what we'd like to do for each of these basins, you know, look at Second, look at Cage, look at Scioto. And if you're looking at Second and you see the benches, you might say, all three of these look good to me. Or in your case, you might say, please pick the ones that will last forever.
That's it.
Or you might even put a big X next to one bench and say, I really hate this one. You know, you can say, I don't want any of these, but I'd love the colorful bench from Scioto to be in all three sites. So your ballots are for you to express your likes and your dislikes. And then if you capture any of your other comments and questions, that gives us a better opportunity to take those back and study those back in the office and to figure out what to do going forward.
And you know, with the landscape character, I was talking to some folks about this. You know,
Please make sure it's productive, okay? Thank you.
So with all of these basins, we want to know what you are interested in, the plantings on the outside of the basin, on the outside of that fence. You know, all of these have a walking path. So what kind of plants do you want to see over there? Do you just want to see turf grass? You know, an area you can just walk on the grass? Do you want to see native flowering plants? Do you want to see a meadow mix? So that's what all of these different pictures represent. You know, so we want you to check, you know, what you like, how this is going to look, how it's going to feel.
I have one quick question. When you all come out and give us what you're going to do, why don't you sometimes notify the residents of East Cleveland? We call East Cleveland, we don't get any answers. And when we know anything, you come out and you tell us this, but shouldn't we have some input in the city or East Cleveland?
Yes.
East Cleveland or Cleveland coming back into East Cleveland?
Well, again,
But if we call, we don't have the money, we can't do this, we get an excuse. And that's a sad thing, because we are poor in East Cleveland. So sometimes as residents of East Cleveland, we would like to know about what you have in effect until it's actually established.
ma'am, I understand your concern. The quick answer that I'll give you is that we're the sewer district, okay? We have worked with the city of East Cleveland. We've worked with the city of East Cleveland on this project. They have been looped in from the beginning. We're trying to loop in the residents of East Cleveland from the beginning as well. Our communication staff has done, their best efforts through mailing, phone calls, to reach out to the residents, and that's evidenced by everyone who's in this room now. In terms of the outreach that the city does, I can't speak for that, okay? We want to make sure that you guys are getting the best information that you can from the sewer district. That's all I can speak to. But again, we want to make sure that we get you guys' feedback on some of the different basin designs and different things. So like with Scioto here, we're talking about one that's near a school. You guys like some of the seating that's a little more, I guess, youth-oriented, some of the more colorful stuff. I know the fences don't provide you too much variety in terms of what you can really do, but again, like, we can just continue to kind of get some feedback on that. If you comment on the ballots, that's great too, but we want to make sure the discussion remains there as much as possible.
And as you look at your ballot, you may, and as you walk around the room, you may have seen on the views that show 3 renderings, some of the possible uses of the green space. If you could potentially add some notes saying, wow, we'd really like that green space to be nothing but green space. Or we would like that green space to be a community garden. Or we would like an educational walkway across from the Mayfair School. Some of those where you don't see a checkbox on the ballot, please write in what you would like to see in those spaces.
We never, anything about a school, it would, to me, make sense to have an educational set up with the school.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were thinking. So in this slide, we're showing a community garden out there in which the kids can learn from that. There's already one existing out there. We're also showing this little picture right here illustrates the urban water cycle. So kids can learn how these are going to be functioning, how we capture the water, how it gets cleaned, it goes back into the environment. So that's, you know, the educational plaza, even like a picnic benches, where maybe, I don't know, maybe teachers could go out there with their students and they can have outdoor classrooms maybe on the picnic benches. So, yes.
I don't know if you all actually collaborate to do youth programs or whatnot, but have you considered collaborating with 4-H or maybe the School of Landscape Design? To maybe do projects with not only the smaller kids that go to the elementary school, but also the high school kids in terms of exposing them to opportunities and
we thought about, you know, Shaw High School and everything, but some of those other organizations are fantastic. So I know Allison's is writing those down. So thank you very much for that feedback.
And you said 4-H, and what was the design one? I'm sorry that you mentioned?
School of Design.
School of Design?
The School of Design.
I know Kent State has a School of Urban and Landscape
Yes,
Design.
we regularly work. Yeah, we regularly work with Carrie Schwartz and the folks over there. So yeah, thank you. All right, so let's continue on. So, you know, here we have Paige. So we have a couple of different benches that we show here, you know. I don't know what you feel about that, the different fencing. You know, if you want to at least mark it down on your scorecard with any comments.
Is that the south or the north side of you?
That would be on the north side of Euclid.
Where that laundromat is and Page and all right here where those
So here's that laundromat right here.
Oh.
And so here's Euclid.
That's North Wymore.
Yeah.
And the thing I'm curious about, not to put everyone on the spot, but the thing I'm curious about, I know with Paige, is just, you know, in understanding the area itself as it currently exists, just being realistic about it, like what the feedback would be in terms of, you know, the kind of, I guess, atmosphere that you would want to create there, in terms of, you know, is it realistic to have it as a park like amenity? Is it something where you know, want to draw people to that area? I know in discussions with the city, we've gotten feedback kind of going both ways. That's kind of the input that I know that I'd be curious about as well as you think about it. Yeah.
I could ask you guys a question, because I go to every meeting in this city. I'm Gerald Struthers from 44112 News. And we have an architectural review board, which everything that has to do with drawings goes to those folks. I've never seen you there. I've also never seen you at a council meeting. So when you say that you talk to the city, could you be a little bit more specific? Because I know I haven't seen you at any of the meetings, Board for Zoning Appeals. I go to every one of these meetings, and these people tell you I cover everything in the city, including your meeting today. But you keep on referring to you talk to the city. And I wasn't going to say anything, I was just going to write the story, but I want to find out who you're talking to, because I know you're not talking to the key people.
No, that's fine. Well, you know, the individuals that we talked to the city, we've had, I think, 3 meetings now.
Yeah,
Mayor Norton,
at least 3.
At least 3 with Mayor Norton and also with Mike Smedley. Now, you know, look, what I do not want to do at this point is wade into a lot of the details and different things that are going on within East Cleveland politics. That's not what I'm here for. What I can say is that in terms of the outreach that we've done with East Cleveland stakeholders, you know, it was my belief and also that of my colleagues that to be in with the mayor and his chief of staff was a good place to start. Now going forward again, as I said at the beginning, we are still remain early within this process, okay? 60% of something is, what, just over halfway done. Now, hearing what you're saying, sir, if we need to come to council meetings in the future, architecture, design meetings in the future, look, there is nothing with this project that is irreversible, besides the fact that we're going to have basins in the area, okay? So in terms of things, like, there's still ways to go in terms of stakeholders we can reach out to, and what I'm hearing you say is that we need to do that. But we have spoken with the city, with the mayor, several times we've been instructed to speak with, I'm unsure of his title, but one of the building inspector individuals, we're doing our diligence in terms of reaching out to the right people, and I'm happy to hear you say that there's more that we need to reach out to. That's fine.
You keep on talking. Your whole goal is to get this basin in no matter what. Even after you put the basin in, if it goes wrong, which is what these people are telling you, what's going to happen to all that stuff, the scrapper's going to come in, take this stuff up, and you guys are going to get tired, and you're going to give up on it, on the stuff up top, because underneath is what your goal, no matter what, is get that done. No, sir, and it can change.
Sir, I completely understand your concern, but you are saying that we're going to give up on it. We're not going to give up on it. That's what you're saying we're going to do. We're not going to give up on it. We are obligated to maintain the basin. When we put it there, we're not leaving there.
Are you guys signing
I understand
a
why you
lifelong
did that.
contract with the city of East Cleveland?
They own the sewers, and that's just what they're trying to make the place look better, but look like we don't understand. You know?
It's a learning process.
We all can go out and help and pick up some paper. And make our city a better place.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, you know, I'm really disgusted.
But it's just a learning process for all of us to know exactly what's going on.
I do it.
We will own these in perpetuity. We will own the sewer pipes, we will own the basins, we will own the amenities, we will own the land. So it is on us.
How many acres of land do you want?
Total acreage?
How many acres? Oh, Tom and Ed, tell me if I'm wrong. I believe that Scioto and Page are both about 3.5 acres. Does that sound right? 3.5 to 4 acres. And each. Scioto Basin is about 3.5 acres. The Page Basin is about 3.5. Second Avenue is closer to 2 acres, maybe a little bit less than that. And yes, as far as maintenance, it is part of our consent decree with the federal government that we must maintain these forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, look, this has been an extremely informative discussion I know for myself and I believe for my colleagues as well. We have to get out of the room at 7 o'clock on the dot. We're about 7 minutes away from that. The things that I would point you to, I know, I'm going to try and get as many of the last remaining comments that we had. If you could please, on your score sheets, please write down comments that you have about the basin designs and some of the different amenities. We're going to collect all of them. We want to make sure that we get as much feedback on that from you guys as possible. Okay? The one thing that I'd point you to, you can see it on the slide. This is the second of 3 meetings that we're going to come out and engage the public. Our next one is going to be the fall of this year, at which time, we will have hopefully more details, a little more things to provide about exactly, the shape that some of these things are going to take. And again, as I said in the beginning, some of the real-world concerns that I know you guys would like to know about. So, we're going to advertise that in much the same way. I've given as many of my business cards to people as I can. Please, if you need one, I'll get them to you before I leave. Give me a call, give me an email if that's easier, whatever one's easier. If there are questions that you have, information that we didn't get to, let me be a resource for you with that stuff, and then going forward, we're going to do a lot of the same outreach about the public meeting to get as many of you out. I think we got a good turnout today.
Yeah.
We want even more for the next one, okay? But again, just jot down, even if it's beyond just checking the vents and benches and things like that, jot down wherever you want on that ballot some of the different things that you want us to be aware of, because that's like gold to us with this, okay? Now with the last few minutes, I saw another hand.
I just wanted to say that this is not the first meeting that you've had about this and for input from the residents. And if I'm understanding it correctly, that it's mandated that you have to redo this basin, the sewer. And you're also trying to beautify the space while you're doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. And we really value all your feedback, and some of that feedback, we incorporated into some of these early designs, with the fencing and with some of the other aspects of the basin. So this is good stuff. We really appreciate it.
Would that help with the water flowing? Just say for instance, you got water puddles and build up around like your homes and everything. Would this be able to pool water?
Well, we are going to be constructing new storm sewers, so depending upon where it might be, we will be pulling some of that water in and keeping it out of that combined sewer system. So there could be places where it could address that, but I'm not sure. It's kind of dependent upon where you're located.
Right, and in the areas, if you look at the overall map where we show the whole project, including the parts we weren't talking about today, if you look at the blue lines, those are the storm sewers that we'll be constructing. And if the storm sewer is going down the street, and Ed can tell me if I'm wrong, if the storm sewer is going down the street, or Tom, going down the street, we will pick up the catch basin on that street?
Yes.
So what's going into the, pardon me?
All the circuits.
all the surface drainage along those storm sewers will go into those new storm sewers and be directed to the basin. So will we alleviate, in a storm like we had last night, that's beyond what we call a 5-year storm that's designed for. There would still be some water on the street, but on another 60, 70 storms in a year, we would reduce the flooding that you see. We are also going, the tunnel that goes down Hayden will give extra capacity to the sewers. There are actually 3 sewers that are underneath Hayden right now. Some of that is combined sewage, which is the storm sewage and the sanitary sewage. So we are adding capacity, so we should alleviate certain flooding problems. Now that said, there are also certain flooding issues that are related to the local storm sewer system, that our sewers, no matter how big we make them, the flow from the local sewers may not get there. So that's something the city over time would have to address.
And we will be maintaining our sewers, so our sewers will be functioning the way that they are designed. So you can count on that. So thank you so much. I know we're going to get the boot here in just a minute, so we got to start.
Collect all the score sheets again. Thank you for your time and your attentiveness. We appreciate it.